Everyone, it's Roshini of Glamazini.com, bringing you light and laughter per usual. Listen, so it is Thursday, March 31st, and you guys are not going to see this video for months, so it's not going to be entirely relevant. But this, for context, this is the week, it's the Thursday of the week of the Oscars when Chris Rock was slapped by Will Smith.
Hi, I'm Roshini, a video creator, life coach, special needs mom, and wife from the Virgin Islands, living in St. Louis, Missouri. Creating my joy Monday through Friday, so like and subscribe to join me.
Okay, so this video I'm going to call "You Can't Regulate Yourself by Regulating Others." By now, a lot of other things have happened in Slapgate that I am unaware of. Like I said, it's only a few days out for me. It's months out by the time I put this video up. However, this point is super relevant for me. So the conversation online this week has been very complex, very nuanced, especially if you are a Black person in America. And there's so many components of it that I can talk about, but specifically I want to talk about my experience in having complex and nuanced discussions on my Glamazini platform, specifically Facebook. So long story short, I woke up on Monday, I saw what happened with the slap. I wasn't sure if it was real or not. I went down the rabbit hole, I posted on my page, and we've been discussing it ever since. Like I said, it is currently Thursday, and it is still the topic of choice. Have I been posting other things? Of course I have. I post videos Monday through Friday, and I talk about other things. However, I've also been posting this. And one of the things that I've noticed is, beyond the fact that the experience of Black people in general has been very diverse, and I have given a listening ear and a safe place of expression to all of the different vantage points. Okay, stomach, I am hungry and I am making a video. You need to be quiet. I have attempted to create a safe space on my platform to have this discussion, and I think I'm doing a good job of that. I really haven't seen too much knuck if you buck. I mean, I see people getting up in their feelings or whatever, but nobody has walked up and slapped anybody else figuratively. So anyway, these types of things really interest me. And so it's actually something that I do really well. I've always done really well. However, you guys know me online as like a person that talks about hair and then a person that's like goofing off, which is fine. But in this space, I felt like I wanted to do this. So anyway, there are also people who by, Tuesday morning were like, this is over. The two of them have squashed it. Y'all need to shut up. Tuesday morning. The incident happened on Sunday night. I found out about it on Monday morning, and by Tuesday morning, there was a small but present contingent of Black people, that's all I see saying this, who are like, it's over, they apologize to each other, y'all need to shut up. And at that point, and to this point, Chris Rock had not issued an apology. There was something floating around the internet that was like, he did, but he didn't. People are just gullible and they don't check the source. The other thing that I found interesting was the people who were hushing other people about discussing and processing a traumatic event aloud. Tuesday morning. Like for me, 24 hours and they were like, that's all you get. And they felt empowered enough to say to me and to other people, zip it, that's all you get. I found that fascinating. I believe on Tuesday I put up a video that said something along the line. Oh, actually, I'll just put it in here. Good morning. Here are a few things that struck me about that Will Smith stuff yesterday. How many people thought that Chris Rock apology thing that was going around, that was like copy and pasted on random people's like Facebook accounts, was real? Like people literally were coming in like, I read his apology. Oh, he apologized. Or they would just copy and paste it themselves. It was scary. Okay, scary and like disconcerting. It shows how like election information gets screwed up. People don't really care or check to see if the source of the thing is real. They just assume that they know, and then they just keep perpetuating the foolishness. Amazing. I'm also astounded by how many people said
the two of them apologize, squash it and let's move on. Let's move on, squash it, let's move on. First of all, two things. Chris Rock did not apologize, okay? You are in the group of people that I'm concerned about who doesn't check the source. If I could sit in my office in Missouri and write a couple paragraphs, put a picture of Chris Rock that I Googled on the internet, and have it spread like wildfire like that, anyone else could. You guys gotta do better. The second thing is, what is it about other people's experience that makes you have to shut them up, to diminish your experience of the thing? The way to stop how you feel about constantly seeing something is to remove yourself from seeing it, not to walk around hushing other people. All of us saw that man slap that other man, and all of us are processing it in our own time and space. The people who do this are the same people who hush everybody else up and be like, don't talk about that, don't feel your emotions, be quiet. When you have a thought about how that's supposed to go down, that's for you to implement for yourself, not for you to come tell me what to do. And the thing is, people was telling me this on my platform, boo-boo. Check the top of the page. The top of the page say Glamazini. I can talk about it as long as I want to. If you feel like they apologized because you saw Will Smith's valid, verified apology and a copy and paste from some stranger on the internet that you think was Chris Rock, and now you think I should be quiet, the way that you implement that is don't come on my page. You be quiet. Leave me alone. Let me talk about it as long as I want to. Anyway.
Yeah, that. So that was my sentiment on Tuesday. I was like, the people who are hushing other people, first of all, you can't come on my platform and hush people. That's like walking in my house and telling me and the people who I have in my home what they can talk about. Anyway, but like I said, I was making a safe space for all of us to have our experiences, so that's what people were having. So this morning, I shared an article by Dr. Anita Phillips. She is a trauma therapist that I follow on Instagram. I really enjoy her content. She has a podcast as well, and much more. And she's actually been very kind to me. I wrote to her one time, and she responded to me in a very kind and loving way about my dad's death and whatever. So she's good with me. I like her. I shared her article, a trauma, let's see, what is it called? It's called A Trauma Therapist Guide to Finding Lessons in Big Viral Moments. And below that, someone basically commented with the same sentiment of, I don't understand why y'all still talking about this. It's over. People have bad days all the time. Why y'all making a big deal out of it? And within that, there was a shut up. Not specifically directed to me, but just in general, but on my platform, so basically directed to me. Shut up and live our own lives. Okay, so I posted to them, and then I reposted this because I want this sentiment to be known to you guys, and I want you guys to consider this. I believe that people are allowed to process traumatic events. I believe that all of us watching a grown man hop up on a stage on international television and smack another grown man was a traumatic event. It's called vicarious trauma. Look it up. I also believe that the experience of Black people in America is complicated and nuanced based on our parasocial relationships with the specific two men that were involved. And I believe that I and other people who are still wanting to talk about it get to process that traumatic event. That's what I believe. I also believe that in my house and on my platform, I get to talk about what I want to talk about. I did write in the post, if you want a break from any discussion that you feel has been exhaustive to you, not to me, to you, consider removing yourself from that conversation as a personal boundary. Not just online, where you can just turn it off because you don't want to be a part of that conversation right now, and you know that the discussion is still very prevalent on your timeline, but in real life you can do that. Like, you can physically remove yourself from conversations. You cannot take phone calls. You can put a hard personal boundary when you feel like you do not want to be a part of a conversation anymore. That's something you can do. The only person's behavior you can control is your own. which is something really pertinent about boundaries. Boundaries to me are not about what the other people do. Boundaries is what you do. Boundaries is about what you do. I had to learn this. I'm not going to go into all of that, but if you guys want me to talk about boundaries more, I can, because listen, that's my thing now. Boundaries is about what you will do in scenarios, not what everyone else will do. Also, I want people to consider why someone discussing something that bothers them bothers you so much. And I'm not joking. I'm saying go to your therapist and tell them, I want to talk about why other people processing traumatic events aloud or in some way makes me deregulate. You can even say those words to them, because I think you're going to learn that you have some work to do. You cannot establish personal boundaries by telling other people what they should do. Now, I wanted to make this video because this is a core thing that I had to learn, but mostly I want to share that it is part of my own deep trauma. Meaning constant exposure to someone who cannot regulate themselves and set and maintain their own personal boundaries without trying to control everyone else around them is traumatic. It's traumatic. And so you can't regulate yourself by regulating others. That's not how it works. If you feel in some kind of way, if you feel in yourself be heightened, if you feel in yourself rolling your eyes, like how Jada was rolling her eyes at the Oscar, if you feel in yourself like, oh, why are they still talking about this? You're feeling something. You're becoming heightened. You're becoming deregulated. Other people aren't doing that to you. You're experiencing that, and now you have a decision as to what you want to do with yourself. The way to change how you are experiencing that thing is to do your own work or to extricate yourself from it. It's not to go around telling other people to be quiet. Shut up. Live your own life. Why are we still talking about this? It's not that big of a deal. The two people who was doing it squashed it. Listen, if you were at your family barbecue, if you were at the cookout and Uncle Pookie walked up and slapped the taste out of Ray Ray's mouth in front of you on Sunday, that wouldn't be something that you felt like was still in your mind on Tuesday or Thursday? And if somebody came to you and said, how come everybody talking about the fact that Pookie slapped Ray Ray? Aunt Mildred's cake was beautiful and nobody's speaking about that, boo-boo. Aunt Mildred's cake could be beautiful and we can talk about Ray Ray slapping this. We got to talk about this because it's a complex experience that we are having, and we are allowed to talk about it. So for all the people going around trying to regulate themselves by trying to hush other people, consider that there's some work that you need to do with your internal immaturities and how you and your personal boundaries, and how you can self-soothe yourself without walking around trying to shush people. Maybe you were shushed. Maybe you were modeled that that's what you do. You just suck it up, okay? You're Luisa in Encanto. You just brush it out of chip. I'm not on that anymore. And I'm not on it on my platform. And I pray for you that you do the work so that you can get out from underneath the feigned, well, I see it as feigned. Oh, stomach. I'm trying to be serious right now. This feigned facade of strength one day after the event occurred, telling everybody to hush. Do that on your platform, not on mine. You cannot regulate another person. You cannot do that on your platform, not on mine. You cannot regulate yourself by regulating another person. Amen. Hope that helps you guys. Leave your questions and comments down below. You never know, they may become the next video. And until the next video, be well, be encouraged, create more joy, Black women. There's a pineapple. Bye, y'all.